Eddie Gordon said, "You can do the easy things in life. Life is going to be hard, I promise you. But if you go out there and do those hard things, I'm talking studying when your friends are partying, preparing for an exam 1 month in advance when your friends are leaving it to the night before. If you go about it and do those hard things, those things that no one wants to do, then life will be easy. It's a choice that you have to make. You have to step up and walk that path, take that road, that lonely, dark, cold road. That road that so many people don't want to take. That's when you're going to truly find yourself."
Why is it that you don't want to grow? Why is it that you just settle for the grades that you're getting? Why is it that you just shy away from challenging yourself and taking life on like you've got another 100 lifetimes after this? Why is it? Because doing well at school, at university, it's hard. It's hard getting good grades. But we are in charge of the life we live. And when you're in charge, you say, if it's hard, then do it hard. Don't allow this to stop you. There is no easy mode in this. What is the easiest way to turn your grades around? Your attitude about it. That you decide that you are not working at your full potential. That you decide your grades do not represent what you can achieve. Charles Wendell said, "The longer I live, the more I realize the impact attitude has on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It's more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think or say or do. It's more important than appearances, giftedness, or skill." And we have a choice every day. The attitude that we're going to come at life. You cannot change what grades you got in the past. You cannot change the exams that you failed. You can't even change what you did yesterday. But you can change how you will attack tomorrow.
Those moments that you think you don't want to do something, when you want to procrastinate, when you think, "I'll do it tomorrow," that's exactly when you have to go for it. When things get hard, don't ever ask, "Why me?" Dig deep down and say, "Try me, because I'm stronger than anything you can throw at me. Because I've been down that dark path, I've been alone, and I rose up above it all." If you fail, it's because you're reaching for something that is worth failing for. If you fail, it's not over. If you fail, fall on your back and look up. If you can look up, you can get up. And if you learn, then it's not a failure. You don't lose if you learn. Grab life by the horns and go for it. Stop waiting. Stop looking for other people's approval. Take a chance. Take a risk. There's nothing worse than regret and thinking what could have been. How bad do you want it? Are you talking about it or are you studying for it? Greatness is no joyride. Greatness is full of adversity and obstacles. How bad do you want it? How dedicated are you to achieving extraordinary grades? When you get up in the morning, don't look at your emails. Don't look at your phone. Don't think about yesterday's problem and yesterday's struggles. Focus!
You gotta make a decision. To stop making excuses and get it done. There's nobody in this world that's going to get you what you want. You're going to have to go out there and get what you want by studying hard. Being talented is not good enough.
Alright, there's just a little bit of motivation for you guys there. Just want you guys to know that I believe in each and every one of you, and I know that you guys can do everything that we're going to do this year. And you just got to believe in yourselves, alright? That's where it starts. Okay, we're going to jump right in here to adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, okay? So, the very first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to give you a problem to just think about, okay? So, if I told you the distance between two numbers is 5, which statements are true for this? Then I gave you some options, okay? So the distance between these two numbers is going to be 5. It has to be 5. Well, what if I gave you 10 minus 5? The distance between those is 5, right? Okay. What about 5 minus 10? Now 10 minus 5 equals 5, right? 5 minus 10 equals negative 5. But is the distance between the two still 5? Well, how do we make sure we know what the distance between two numbers is? We take the absolute value, right? The absolute value of 10 minus 5 means we're taking the absolute value of positive 5, which is still 5. Now what about this one? We can still take the absolute value of 5 minus 10, which means the absolute value of negative 5, which still gets you 5, right? That dot's not a negative. I didn't mean to do that. Either way, the distance between the two is 5, right? What about negative 3? Okay, negative 3 minus 2. Well, we're starting at negative 3. We're taking 2 more away. We're going to get to negative 5 still. Well, is the distance between them still 5? Okay. Absolute value tells you yes. Well, let's look at a number line at that. Okay. So if we got a number line, okay, we got negative 3 here. Then we got negative 2, negative 1, 0, maybe, 1, and 2. Now remember, subtraction tells you the difference or distance between the two. So we're looking at negative 3, and if we're taking away 2, that means that we're right here. What's the distance between these two? Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still a distance of 5 between the two, right? Okay, so I just want you to keep that in mind. Okay, now we could also combine adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, which is what we've kind of been doing. So I'm going to give you a straight across math problem real quick. Okay, and I'm making this up off the top of my head. Okay, we're just going to do 10 plus negative 6 minus 3 plus 4 minus negative 17. Okay? First thing I would do is see if we have any two negatives in a row. Now remember, when I say negatives in a row, I don't mean negative 6 and negative 3 are back to back like that. No, it literally has to be two negative signs in a row, which would be the case here. We've got a negative and then a negative following right behind it, right? So we can rewrite this as 10 plus negative 6 minus 3 plus 4, and we can change that to plus 17, right? Those two negatives in a row make a positive, plus 17. Okay, what else can we do to this? Well, we can also change this plus negative 6. That's the same as saying 10 minus 6, right? 10 plus negative 6 is 4. Well, 10 minus 6 is still 4. Okay, now we just rewrite the rest of it. Okay, now we're just going to go straight across and see what happens. We got 10 minus 6. We're at 4. Okay, we got 4 minus 3 more, which now we're at 1. Okay, 1 plus 4. Where are we at now? We're at 5. 1 plus 4. Okay, we're at 5 plus 17. Well, what is 5 plus 17? That would be 22. Okay? Now you can do it that way, or you can come back up here to this. Okay? And we could change this to plus negative 3. And now we're just comparing what we have more of, positives or negatives. Well, we got 10 positives here. We got 4 more positives and 17 more positives. How many total positives do we have? We have 10, 4, and 17, which would be a total of 31 positives. Now we got to look at how many negatives. Well, we've got negative 6 here, negative 3 here. We've got a total of negative 9. Okay, now we got to look at what do we have more of? Do we have more of the positives or do we have more of the negatives? Well, obviously here we have more of the positives, right? How many more of the positives? Well, we've got 22 more positives. Still get the same answer. Okay? All right. We're going to look at one more example. I'm going to pull this out of your book, your instruction book, okay? We're actually going over this on Tuesday in class, so if you're watching this on Monday evening, you get a head start on tomorrow, okay? So, it says, Allie wants to make bracelets to sell at a craft fair. She borrows money from her sister to buy beads and a cord. Allie spends $8 on supplies, okay? So, she borrows $8 from her sister to make the bracelets. So she's in a debt of $8, right? At the craft fair, Allie makes $17 selling her bracelets. How much money does Allie have after she pays back her sister? Okay, so she comes out with a profit of $17, okay? She spent 8, borrowed 8 from her sister to start it up. That's a startup cost again. Ends up making 17. Well, she still has to pay her sister back, right? She's in debt $8. So she doesn't actually come home with $17. She doesn't bring home $17. Okay? It's actually the negative 8 plus 17. Or you can write it 17 plus negative 8. Or you can change that and write it 17 minus 8. Okay? All these are going to give you the same answer. They're all three saying the same thing. We've got a positive 17 and negative 8. We have 9 more of the positive. Same thing here. We've got 9 more of the positive. Or you can just take 17 minus 8 and you get 9. That's what she's bringing home. She's bringing home $9. Okay? There's 3 different ways of writing that problem. She's bringing home $9. Made 17, had to spend 8 for supplies and debt of 8. Okay? So what if I told you after that she also had to pay a fee? Okay, so she came home with a profit of $9, but she had to pay a $5 fee for her stand to be there. Well, you've got to take away another $5 that she had to spend, okay, to have her stand at the fair. So she's actually bringing home $4 in that case. Okay, you got to look at your costs, your revenue, and then are you going to have a profit or are you going to be in debt still? Okay, so that's a real quick lesson explaining positives and negatives a little more, adding and subtracting them. Keep working on those homework assignments. Watch this video if you need a little extra help. I think that's about it for today. Make sure you watch this by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m., which if you're watching it, that means that you're doing that, okay? Don't forget to turn this in, even though you watched it. All right, thanks. Bye.